There we go. Forget it, let's just get to racing. Why give me the option to say no if you're just gonna explain it anyway? Dude, they're done. I won't let you down. Alright. These guys don't really say anything important, and voila. After all this time. There she is. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Here is Bastila. I'll go over this later, but I think she is a great character in the Star Wars universe. And if and when the remake ever gets made, I would really love for her character to get expanded on. You know, if a novelization of this game were ever to be made, I would love for that novel to be told through the eyes of Bastila. I think that there's some really interesting subtext, some interesting things about her character that we just don't get because we're playing as, you know, our character. In this case, Avner. But some of the things that she knows that we don't know, and how she views the events of this game, it has to be fascinating. I would love to, you know, have that on paper one day to read, you know. But that's just a fanboy's wish. Wait, no, don't save over. Here's Anglu. She is the writer for the Bex. We'll be going up against her. This is Redros. If we were writing for the Hidden Bex, he'd be the one that we'd be writing against.
Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun. Slimo patona. Mundi hodonga chikonkabi. Jawara bota ayua tahonga chakanki dora. Kachiku ita hodonga. Jiska du suki kuba nabona naikachu. Tuinkotu. Topada bunkwalya gandonago.
I want to raise one of my heats.
Uba patu kochi. Tong nong bong chang nung yang.
Gotta purposefully not do too well in this one. If we do too well, I'm only making it harder on myself. Yay! You did it! Pretty sure this one's very easy. Because of all the swoop races that you can participate in this game, this is the only one that's mandatory. If I'm not mistaken, like, she beats you by a millisecond, and you just have to beat her by a millisecond. So it really doesn't matter. Yeah, we can save over this one. So no matter how well you do in your first race, you always get beaten by her. I think. Maybe there's like some sort of impossible record that that you can beat from the first time, but I don't know. All I know is she always beats it by 1 millisecond. You have to go back in. That's good enough. In 20 years? Now that's pod racing. Do you get the joke? I made the reference. Clap. Look at me, I'm a cool guy.
I, Brezhik, leader of the Black Vulkars, am honored to award the victory prize to one of my own, once again proving the Vulkars are the premier gang of Taurus. Well done. Through your skill and courage, you have proven yourself the premier swoop rider and brought great glory to the Black Vulkars. That's why it is with the greatest sadness that I have to inform you of a slight change in the prize I am offering for your victory.
What are you talking about?
When you hear what I have to say, you'll understand. It seems the woman I offered up as a prize is more than just a Republic officer. She's actually a Jedi. I've had to equip her with a neural disruptor collar to keep her mind in a state of unfocused confusion, just to make sure she doesn't use her force powers to escape. Obviously, I can't turn her over to you. It would be far too dangerous to have a Jedi as a slave. But rest assured, I'll find some other way to compensate you for your victory.
How?
You old fool! Your traditions are nothing to me. I am the wave of the future. And if I want to withdraw the prize and sell this woman on the slave market myself, nobody can stop me.
I might have something to say about that, Brezhik.
Boom.
What? Impossible. You were restrained by a neural disruptor. How could you have possibly summoned the will to free yourself?
You underestimate the strength of a Jedi's mind, Brezhik. A mistake you won't live to regret.
Vulkars, to me! Kill this woman! Kill the swoop rider! Kill them all!
Well, why are you angry at me, bro? I thought we were friends. Alright, these are the used ones. It's weird to me that Brejik turns on you like that. Like, bro. Like, I helped you kill Gaddon. Alright, guys. We're level 2. I've established right now that I'm a bit of a hoarder by the fact that I'm barely using my med packs. I haven't even used a single one of my stims. And I think, what am I, like, more than 3 hours into this game? I'm level 2, and I've already said that I'm not gonna level up until we get out of Terrace. How do you guys think I'm going to get out of this? Well, I'm gonna make another JoJo's reference. Nigarandayo! Smokey! Run! I'm just gonna let Bastila handle it. I don't need none of that. She's getting me all that XP all by herself. I mean, why would I? Oh, whoa, whoa! Why are you aggroing? Oh. Fail. Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh. Well, this is why we save. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Am I in some vicious loop now? Oh boy. I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I believe in myself. We can do this. And it was going so well the first time. Until Bredget just had to aggro. Oh no, no, dude. Get out of here. Bastila, where are you? Help me. Save me. Exciting gameplay, right? Consider this my tutorial on how to beat Terrace without ever leveling up your character. I know she has trouble with Bredget. That's the issue here. She's not gonna die. I'm pretty sure she's programmed not even to take any damage from any of these guys. But I know Bredget can take a while. When the history books write the epic tale of Abner Moonstalker, this little embarrassing chapter can be taken off the history books. Let's at least pretend to help. At least this guy. See, we're helping. We're not a total piece of crap. Should I just... yeah, let's do it. There we go. We did it. We're big hero, man. We're a big hero. At least when we start arguing with Bastila, we can at least say that we did something. Ooh, lightsaber. Can I use that? No. Let's see. Yeah, this guy dropped something. Well, that was embarrassing. I can't claim that I beat this game in this playthrough without a single game over. It's there, recorded for all time.
Well, maybe those bloody Vulkars will think twice next time before trying to keep a Jedi prisoner. And as for you, if you think you can collect me as a prize... Wait, I don't believe this. You're one of the soldiers with the Republic fleet, aren't you? Yes, I'm sure of it. How did you end up racing for these swoop gangs?
You better know who I am. My name's Avner Moonstalker. I'm here to save you. I did a great job.
Save me? Is that what you were trying to accomplish by riding in that swoop race?
And by hiding.
Well, as far as rescues go, this is a pretty poor example.
Hey!
In case you hadn't noticed, I managed to free myself from that neural restraint collar without your help. In fact, it's more accurate to say that I saved you. Brejik and his Vulkars would have left you for dead if I hadn't stepped into that fight. You're lucky I was here to get you out of this mess.
I think you got things confused. You were a helpless prisoner until I came along.
I may have been a prisoner, but a Jedi is never helpless. Maybe you've heard of a little thing called the Force? But I suppose I shouldn't be too hard on you. You did try to save me after all, even if it didn't go quite as planned. So let's get down to business. We're not out of danger yet. If I'm going to figure out a way for us to get off this planet, I need to know what kind of resources we can draw on. First, are we the only two survivors left from the Ender Spire?
Hey, who said no? Karth and I are already working on a plan to get off Taris.
Karth Onasi is alive. Finally, some good news. Karth is one of the Republic's best soldiers. He's proved himself a hero a dozen times over. And he sent you here to save me. Maybe I misjudged you. Karth wouldn't have sent you if he wasn't confident in your abilities. Forgive me. Despite my Jedi training, I still tend to act a bit rashly sometimes.
You don't
Please
say.
take me to Karth right away. Between the three of us, I'm sure we can figure out some way to get off this planet before the Sith realize we're here. You cannot win, Revan.
Bastila, you're alive! Finally, things are looking up. Now we just need to figure out a way to get off this planet.
You mean you don't have a plan to get off Taris yet? What have you been doing all this time?
Still clutching my side. We're trying to find you, remember?
I see. Now that I'm back in charge of this mission, perhaps we can start doing things properly. Hopefully our escape from Taris will go more smoothly than when you rescued me from Brejik.
I know you're new at this, Bastila, but a leader doesn't berate her troops just because things aren't going as planned. Don't let your ego get in the way of the real issues here.
That hardly strikes me as an appropriate way of addressing your commander, Karth. I am a member of the Jedi Order, and this is my mission. Don't forget that. My battle meditation ability has helped the Republic many times in this war, and it will serve us well here, I'm sure.
Your talents might win us a few battles, but that doesn't make you a good leader. A good leader would at least listen to the advice of those who have seen more combat than she ever will.
Both of you, settle down. This isn't helping.
Yes, you're right, of course. I apologize, Karth. This has been a difficult time for me. Of course, I'm happy to listen to your advice. What do you suggest we do?
First off, we can't get hung up on who's in charge. We all need to work together if we want to get off this rock. The answer is out there, we just have to find it.
Well said, Karth. And the sooner we start looking, the better. I've already been a prisoner of the Vulkars, and I don't plan on being captured by the Sith.
Okay, so what now?
I think we'll need some help getting off Taris. Maybe if we ask around, one of the locals can help us out. We should probably start by asking around in the cantinas. Is something wrong? You seem as if something's troubling you.
Something weird happened when we first met. Like a vision.
A vision? A vision of what?
Of you. Fighting a dark Jedi. Revan, I guess.
It's strange. Such visions are often a sign of Force sensitivity.
Are you saying I can use the Force?
I'm not sure. It may be that you have some connection to the Force. It would not be unheard of. When we first met, your natural talent may have fed off my own Force abilities. It is possible that in the excitement of the battle's aftermath, the Force allowed you to witness one of my more intense memories.
So, does this mean I could be a Jedi?
The Force is complicated. Even I, with all my training, cannot fully understand it yet. This is a matter best left to the wise masters of the Jedi Council. Once we escape Terrace, we can seek the guidance of the Council if you wish. They will understand the significance of your vision, if there is any. However, I think it would be best if we all stayed focused on the task at hand right now. We can't afford any distractions. We need to find a way off Terrace.
Alright. Now, our party is really starting to flesh out here. We have Karth, Bastila, Mission, and Salbar. These two might as well be main characters, Bastila and Karth. Their stories progress as the story goes on. Bastila and Karth are your respective romance options. Bastila if you're male, and Karth if you're a female. But regardless of romance options, they both have pretty interesting backstories that you learn more and more as you talk to them throughout the story. Unfortunately, Mission and Salbar don't have much in the sense of character progression or backstory. Something to maybe expand upon if this game gets a remake. Mission, I really don't know what can be done to make her a more compelling character, a more interesting character. Like, people always talk about how they love Bioware characters. Think of, all the party members and how interesting they are in the Mass Effect games and in the Dragon Age games, maybe with the exception of Dragon Age 2. But she doesn't get much. There's not even that much dialogue for her in Terrace or after Terrace. She does have a personal quest that maybe there's some character growth there, but it really doesn't show. And Salbar himself, even if we try talking to him now, he's not gonna say anything. I'm gonna get way ahead of myself, but their ending in the novel that was written after these two games was very underwhelming, to say the least. Actually, I'm just talking from, off the top of my head. Mission is obviously an alien, and we've already talked about how it's weird to call aliens in this game when, humans are a thing. Why do they refer themselves as aliens, right? That's only a term that makes sense to us, the people in the real world. It'd be interesting if Star Wars ever wanted to go this route, but it's established that Terrace is a very racist, that the people of Terrace are very racist and hold prejudices against alien races. So stuff about some of the things that she had to suffer through growing up in Terrace, maybe that's a way that her character could be expanded upon. Mind you, Another character from Terrace that we'll meet later on has a similar backstory, similar upbringing that goes against that would actually be similar to that. So maybe Mission's backstory would end up being like a carbon copy of this other character. But as of right now, like, she has nothing. She's just a street urchin who is friends with a badass Wookiee who's really strong. We haven't talked to Karth in a while, so let's see if he has anything else to say. I'm sure he does.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Is this a good time to ask you some more questions?
I guess I did say you could ask me questions later, didn't I? Is this really necessary?
Not if you have a problem with it.
No, I don't have a problem with it, really. Go ahead and interrogate me.
Excellent. Soon all your secrets will be mine.
All my secrets are purely of the mundane variety, unfortunately. Nothing worth extracting, though you're welcome to try. Let me ask you something first, though. I've been going through the battle aboard the Endar Spire over and over in my head since we crashed.
Hey, I'm asking the questions
just
here.
Don't add up for me. Maybe you could tell me what happened, from your perspective.
I come to you to ask questions and you flip it on me? Oh, sly move, Karth. Like you said when we first met, Bastila didn't have time to use her powers.
True. Bastila is as powerful as they say. She's the one who defeated Darth Revan, after all. I guess that no Jedi ability, no matter how powerful, makes up for being completely surprised and outmatched. We didn't choose that battle anyway. It got forced on us. Hell, I'm just as surprised that any of us are alive to talk about it. Come to think of it, it's more than a little surprising that you happen to be here, isn't it? I mean, just what is your position with the Republic fleet anyway?
I'm a scout. I was recruited into the fleet for my skills, if you must know.
Well, that makes sense. Still, it seems a bit strange that someone who was a last-minute addition to the crew roster is one of the survivors.
What's so odd about me being added to the crew at the last minute?
You were the only one. Not to mention that Bastila's party was the one who requested your transfer.
Why would Bastila request my transfer?
The Jedi requested numerous things when they came on board. I mean, hell, they practically took over the ship, as far as I could tell. Considering your connection to Bastila and the Jedi, whether you know it or not, your presence here seems a little convenient. I'm probably wrong, and this is probably nothing, I know. I learned a long time ago not to take things at face value, however, and I hate surprises.
I'm telling you, Karth, I had nothing to do with the crash.
I expect you're right. I've got no real reason to suspect you of anything. Still, it's better to be safe than sorry, right?
Are you always this suspicious?
Look, it has nothing to do with you personally. I don't trust anyone, and I have my reasons. And no, I'm not going to discuss them, so can we just keep our mind on more important things?
I consider this important.
All right. You're pretty damn tenacious. You know that? We'll talk about it, but later. Right now, I just want to get going.
All right. We learn a little bit more about Karth's character. He's obviously not quick to trust people. Seems like a nice enough fellow from the outset, but clearly keeps people at arm's length. Which again, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's odd for him to be this way after initially coming across as a really good guy by staying to the very last minute to make sure that any potential survivors from the Republic got out with him. Because he easily could have just taken that escape pod and gone down by himself, yet he chose to wait for you at the risk of his own life, as the Endar Spire was, getting blasted to bits. So it shows that he can be very selfless, but yet even in his selflessness, he's very detached from people. It's an interesting contradiction in his character. I'm not saying that this is something that needs to be fixed because of inconsistencies. It's just it really shows that I think in his heart of hearts, Karth is a genuinely good person who has been edged by who has a is rough around the edges because of his experience, and they mention it over and over again that he's seen so much combat. One of Trask's lines at the beginning of the game is that Karth has seen more combat than the entire Ender Spire crew put together, which is a ludicrous statement. Like you'd think that this ship has 50, maybe 100 soldiers. Are you saying that this one soldier has seen more combat than dozens and dozens of soldiers put together? This actually gets fleshed out a little bit more in the Knights of the Old Republic comics from Dark Horse, where I wouldn't say he's a main character in those comics, but he's a pretty big supporting character, and it shows that Karth is a veteran of the Mandalorian Wars. We'll talk about that later on, but yeah, this guy has seen a lot of combat and is a patriot in his own way of the Republic. A lot of people don't like him. I don't know why. I think he's a great character, and I really like the work his voice actor put in. And his story is one that I like the progression of his story and where he ends up, provided that you get the light side ending. Spoilers. Let's talk to Mission.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
I want to know a little bit more about you, Mission.
Really? You want to know about me? Nobody's ever really been interested in me before. What do you want to know?
Where are your parents? Don't you have a family?
Big Z's my family, you know? My parents, well, I guess they're dead. It was just me on my own until the day I saw Zalbar in the lower city. I could tell right away he was in trouble. This was before the gang wars were out of hand. But even then, the Vulkars were scum. A few of them were hassling Big Z, trying to pick a fight, but he wasn't looking for trouble.
Who want to pick a fight with a Wookiee?
Hey, nobody said the Vulkars were smart, but there were 3 of them, so maybe they figured they could handle him. I don't know. Anyway, I don't like the Vulkars at the best of times. And when I saw them picking on this poor Wookiee, all alone on a strange planet, overwhelmed by the big city, I just lost it. I screamed out, "Leave him alone, you core slimes!" and charged right at them. Well, one of them saw me coming and slapped me so hard he just about knocked me cold.
You're lucky he didn't fry you with a blaster.
Hey, I don't need a lecture from you. You ain't my mother. I knew what I was doing. Those Vulkars didn't scare me. They're nothing but cowards. I knew how to deal with them. Of course, I never got the chance. I guess Zalbar didn't like seeing me get smacked around. He let out this howl and yanked that Vulkar a meter up off the ground and held him there by his throat.
That's quite the visual. What did the other 2 Vulkars do?
The other 2 screamed and ran off. Can't say I blame them. The first time you see an angry Wookiee up close, it isn't a pretty sight. I thought Zalbar was gonna rip that punk's arms off and beat him to death with his own fists. The Vulkar was so scared, he fainted. Or maybe it was Big Z's breath just knocked him out. I keep telling Zalbar to brush those choppers of his, but he never listens. Just stay upwind when he's speaking and you'll be fine. Anyway, I knew those Vulkars would be back with friends, so I grabbed Zalbar and we took off. Ever since then, we've been a team. We look out for each other, you know?
How did Zalbar end up in Taris?
He was fleeing some kind of trouble back on Kashyyyk. That's all I know, really. Big Z doesn't like to talk about it. In case you didn't notice, he's the strong, silent type. Doesn't much matter
Certainly
to me,
strong.
though. I accept him for what he is, not what he was. Me and Zalbar like to live in the present.
How did you survive before you met Salbar?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You think I can't take care of myself? I've got street smarts. I know how to get by on my own. In fact, I look out for Zalbar more than he looks out for me, you know? Big Z's a little bit too gullible to make it alone on the mean streets of the lower city.
We should get back to the task at hand.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Like I used to tell my brother, fast talk and slick words don't get the job done.
I didn't know you had a brother.
My brother's a touchy subject, you know. It just so happens I don't really feel like talking about it right now. Nothing personal. Let's just get back to the business at hand, okay?
Alright. So, not much to learn from Mission's character from that conversation, which is one of the very few that we get from her. Clearly, she gets easily offended. You know, even a simple comment like, you know, how do you make it on your own before meeting Salbar? And she immediately flies off the handle. And says like, oh, I take care of Salbar more than he takes care of me. What are you saying? Yeah. Salbar. I want to know a little bit about you, Salbar. You don't trust me? Then I will leave you be. Alright. Not much of a talker. And lastly, let's talk to Bastila.
How can I help?
You want to talk to me about something?
I would like to know what happened after you crashed on Taurus. I'm curious as to what you and Karth were doing before we all joined forces.
Before we rescued you, you mean, right?
I managed to free myself, as I recall. In fact, if I hadn't been there, Brejik and his thugs might have killed you in that fight. It's probably more accurate to say that I rescued you.
Can't you just admit that you were rescued?
I'll admit that I probably wouldn't have been able to free myself if not for the brawl after the swoop race. I guess I should thank you for that, at least. Actually, your presence at the swoop track is what I'm curious about. It couldn't have been an easy task to find me there, yet somehow you managed. You also avoided detection by the Sith, discovered I was a Vulgar prisoner, gained sponsorship for the race, and became the Taurus swoop champion. That's quite a resume.
And rescued the damsel in distress, don't forget that.
Yes, well, I hardly consider myself a damsel in distress. I'm a member of the Jedi Order, after all. But I won't deny you've impressed me with what you've done. When you were chosen to join this mission, I doubt any of us expected this much from you. The Jedi could have done such things, of course, but only by drawing heavily upon the Force.
Are you trying to say I can control the Force?
The Force is in all of us, though for most people it's barely a measurable whisper. But there are some individuals outside the Jedi Order that we consider Force-sensitive. It's obvious to me that the Force has been working through you. There is no other explanation for your great success. Though I'm not certain what to make of this discovery. Perhaps if you weren't... well, if you were younger, the Jedi might take you for training. But as it is...
Are you calling me old? What are you trying to say?
I'm sorry. I've overstepped my authority. I'm speaking of things that are best left to the Jedi Council. For now, let's just accept the fact that you're gifted. Hopefully, between your abilities, my Jedi training, and the skills of our companions, we can find a way off this planet.
Alright. We'll talk about Bastila later on, but right now, we're 4 hours in, and I want to spend a minute talking about our boy right here, Avner, and who he is, and who I think he is. What do we know about him? Well, we know he's a scout. We know he was employed by the Republic, and from our conversation with Karth just now, he was added to the roster of the Endar Spire at the last minute. So let's say he is, we know he's a scout. He knows that he was brought in to the Endar Spire's mission because the Republic wanted to find something, and they employed his services to find this thing that they were looking for. And they wanted somebody with the expertise to essentially find things that are unknown. More on that later. And this is why I think Scout, from a lore perspective, if you will, really works for our main character here. We've seen him make selfless acts throughout his journey so far, and he clearly is a person of honor and integrity, somebody who wants to help the common man as he goes along the galaxy, and somebody who wants to stop the Sith. His motivations for that are murky. All he knows is that he has this urge to stop them. He doesn't know where he got it from. All he knows is that he wants to stop them. The game doesn't really give us much to work off. It's the sort of thing like he's a blank slate. This is very different from how Obsidian handled Knights of the Old Republic 2, where there's a lot of backstory that goes into your character, and you learn more about that as the journey goes on. And here, it's up to us, the player, to really fill in the gaps. And the gaps that I'm gonna fill for the time being is he has this urge or this want to help the Republic, even though he doesn't quite understand it. He's clearly not somebody that's taken a vow to fight for the Republic. He's a mercenary of sorts, employed by the Republic, but not really part of its military as a soldier. And that's all we really have to work off right now. As things progress and as more events of the story unfold, we'll flesh out his character more and more. But for moving forward, Avner is a light-hearted person. He'll joke around here and there. Doesn't take himself too seriously. Natural-born leader, despite being outranked by both Karth and Bastila. For whatever reason, they seem to defer to him to lead the way, which is kind of funny also, taking into consideration that he's a level 2 scout that keeps getting his ass kicked in all fights. But clearly somebody that inspires people to follow. It's interesting to see Karth, who we don't know what his rank is in the Republic. I would go so far as to say that he's a captain. That he was a captain in the end of the Endar Spire. Somebody who is a respected military veteran that people look up to. He has opted to let Avner be the one to lead them in this journey in Taris. And really, it's that deference from Karth that we get deference from Bastila, because she decides to follow Karth because of his experience, and Karth, probably noting that he's, even though a veteran and a good soldier, probably not the best of leaders. So ultimately what I'm saying is both Karth delegates to you because you're a natural leader, Bastila defers to Karth, so that's why Afner is in charge here. Let's go with Bastila and Salbar. Yes.
Inkin kun no ba muli rachin kun. Tonghai tun kun ching. Ni boboji mata ni punaje. Dolpi kiknyunyan.
That's right.
Rundi hadonga kuhungabi.
Which cantina? The upper city cantina or the lower city cantina? Be more specific. Candaris, isn't that the Mandalorian that works for Davik?
Takum justak miki grabel mogo. Kachi chu aitha hadonga. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Moga shampongpa. Tonghai tuam jiji yumalithpa ang yinkotu.
If you say so. Thanks for the message. I'll meet him in the cantina. Alright. Bastila.
I'm here.
Let's give you your lightsaber. She is, much like Afner, a dex build. Let's give her charisma, just because she's at 15, and the modifier goes up quite a bit by if you give her 16. Whatever you recommend. Let's see, burst speed. What do you recommend? More awareness. No. Let's go. No. Treat injury. Let's see what. I think destroyed, disabled droid will be useful. Should we go with two? Yeah. She can wield her double-bladed lightsaber better. Cure will be great. Wait, I didn't pick up... Wow. I really bolted out of there. Actually, let's do some house cleaning here. Now that we have, wait, party selection, mission.
Yeah?
You can get security, treat injury, awareness, stealth, and demo. She is the skill monkey. She's already spec'd into single weapon fighting, stealth. Stealth is not that useful in this game. It's a lot better in Knights of the Old Republic 2. And let's give you the heavy combat suit. Do we have a heavy blaster to give you? We do not. Something for later.
Gotcha. Simple.
Alright.
What?
Who are you? What are you doing in here? You can't just come barging into someone's home.
I'm sorry, I was investigating the area.
That's no excuse. You can't just go around barging into people's apartments because you're curious. But at least you're more polite than that pig Holden.
Holden, who's that?
Just one of Darvik's men who can't keep his hands to himself. But all he got for his trouble was a nasty scar from my vibroblade. Too bad I'm the one still paying the price.
What do you mean?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm in enough trouble already. Besides, I don't know if I can trust you.
Let's see if we can pass this. You can trust me, baby. I can help.
Well, I suppose you seem like an all-right
Oh, look
sort.
at that.
When I cut Holden, it made him back
Zero
off.
persuade.
But it also embarrassed him in front of his friends. Holden's a spiteful little hut slug. He went and put out a bounty on my head for what I did. That's why I'm hiding out here.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I doubt it. Holden is one of Darvik's men. When you work for the local crime lord, the authorities tend to turn a blind eye. I'm afraid this is between me and Holden now.
Maybe I can speak to Holden for you.
Could try, I guess. He usually hangs out at the cantina in the lower city. It probably won't do any good. Holden's used to getting his own way. That's one of the fringe benefits of being a goon for Darvik. Working for the local crime lord lets you get away with things. Still, I appreciate the offer. Goodbye and good luck. I hope you can talk some sense into Holden.
Maybe we can. Especially with Bastila here.
Yeah? Gotcha. Simple.
Just, we're collecting taxes here for the Republic. They just don't know it.
Gotcha. Simple.
Hello, Mr. Thorian. We're collecting taxes on behalf of your government. Which is the rightful government. In the Knights of the Old Republic comics,
Sure.
Taris was not part of the Republic prior
What?
to the Mandalorian
Gotcha.
Wars.
Simple.
And once Taris gets attacked by the Mandalorians, the Republic makes Taris I'm forgetting the term, but after the fact, they're made a member of the Republic so that they can engage them in combat. Saying like, well, you've attacked one of our member states, so we have to defend them. So that's what we're doing. We're stuffing our coffers so we can defend them.
Yes?
Alright, so... Oh, no, we don't want that effect. Where is the... Oh, no, is that... Wait, is it in the menu? Alright, I'll fix that later. We don't want to have the speed effect. Oh, it looks so bad. You know what?
Huh?
Screw that.
What?
Hello there. I haven't seen you in my shop before. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kebla Yurt. Welcome to the Equipment Emporium. You looking to buy some supplies? My shop's the largest one in all of Upper Terrace. Best selection on the planet. Whatever you need, I've got. Well, mostly. The Sith confiscated all my heavy weapons, and they impounded all my ships and swoop bikes. But I've still got a real nice selection, if you're interested.
Let me see what you have for sale.
Just so you know, the prices on the items are final. No bargaining here. This isn't a swap meet, okay? I only deal in top-notch stuff.
I get it. Nothing special here. But we do want this for later. So Look at this Sith Trooper right here,
What
right?
can I do?
Hey, Sith Trooper. Look. Do you see me? Do I look familiar? What about that item I'm holding? Is it do you think this maybe catch your attention? No? I think if and when the remake gets made, maybe Bastila wants to go out with a hood to hide her identity and not have her brandishing her lightsaber in front of all these Sith troopers.
I saw you in the swoop race. Very impressive. You seem like you know how to get results. That's just the kind of person I'm looking for.
Who are you?
My name's Canderous Ordo. I work for Davik Kang in the Exchange. The hours aren't great, but they promised me a fortune to work for them. And I have nothing better to do. Mandalorian mercs like me are in high demand. But lately, Davik hasn't been paying me what he promised. I don't like getting cheated. So I figure it's time for me to break the Sith quarantine and get off this backwater planet.
How do you plan to do that?
I've got a plan to escape Taris, but I can't do it alone. I need someone I know can get the job done to help me. That's where you come in.
You don't need to ally yourself with this person. We should move on while we can.
I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to your friend, aren't I? I saw you win that swoop race and started thinking. Anyone crazy enough to race like that is probably crazy enough to break into the Sith military base. I need someone to steal the Sith launch codes from the base. Without those codes, any ship leaving the atmosphere will be disintegrated by the Sith fleet's automated defense guns.
What's in it for me?
Here's the deal. You bring me those launch codes, and I can provide the vehicle to get us off the planet. Davik's flagship, the Ebon Hawk.
How are you going to manage that?
Not yet. First you bring me the launch codes. Then I'll tell you the rest of my plan.
How am I supposed to get inside the military base?
Getting in won't be easy. The Sith base is protected by an encrypted security system. It would take a top-of-the-line astromech droid to slice through it. Lucky for you, I know just the place to get a droid like that. Davik was having one custom built by Janice Nall. Just tell her Canderous sent you, and she'll sell you the droid. Then you can use it to get the launch codes from the Sith base.
Won't Davik get mad if I take his droid?
Davik paid for the droid, but I'm the guy he put in charge of the mission. He won't care how I come up with those codes. Normally I do this myself, but everyone knows who I work for. If I broke into the Sith base, they'd send an army down on Davik's estate to get those codes back. That's why I need you.
Okay, Canderous, you've got a deal.
I don't sense any deception from him, which is surprising. This may be exactly what we need.
I'm going to wait in Javiar's cantina. You come and find me when you've got those launch codes, and I'll make sure we both get off this rock.
You can also meet him in the lower city cantina if you don't go here. Right now, let's see. I'm gonna clean up. Really? We'll talk later. Right now, I want to start cleaning up some of the things that we can do here on Taris, which will include finishing up anything in the Black Vulgar base. And oh, come on, mission. You can do it. And after we clear up the, well, let's go here first. And once we finish this out, we'll go to the Black Vulgar base, clear that out, and then go to the apartments in the lower city.
Get out of here, you goggle-eyed freak! You're too ugly for the upper city.
Yeah, go back to where you came
It's
from.
2021,
we don't
guys.
want your kind up here.
It's not okay. It's so weird to me that the first option is to just say, I don't want to get involved. Hey, you kids, leave that Ithorian alone.
Why do you care what happens to some scummy alien? He's just a freak.
Yeah, he isn't even supposed to be in the upper city.
Just because he's different doesn't give you the right to attack him.
Come on, let's go. I don't want to listen to this alien lover anymore.
You look hurt. Here, I've got a med pack. Let me help you. Alright, so here's my justification for why Avner is a sympathetic... No, sorry. Sympathetic's the wrong word. Empathetic person. It's established at the outset of the game that he is well versed in a ton of alien languages. And as somebody who knows multiple languages, I can tell you that that comes with a certain understanding of other cultures and how, and in order to be, you know, understand other languages than your native language, you sort of have to take in some culture of from them to yourself.
Huh? Gotcha. Simple.
So it would be difficult for me to believe that, or it's easy for me to explain or believe that Avner is somebody that empathizes with other people different from himself, because since he's well versed in all these different languages, he knows about their customs, their culture, their way of being. So he doesn't see other people as wholly, you know, for lack of a better term, alien to himself. He sees them as, you know, people. Something clearly the Teresians are not able to do because they are... Oh my god. Clearly I've gone through these apartments and I just don't remember.
Hey, Bastila. You ever use the Force just for fun? You know, a little jolt of the Force to trip up some jerk who's ticking you off?
I would never use the Force for such petty and trivial revenge. The mere thought of it's preposterous.
Oh, come on. There's gotta be times when you thought about it. Don't be so stuck up. You can tell me.
I am not stuck up. I merely have the years of training to give me the wisdom and understanding to see how childish such an act would be.
Childish? Is that a crack about my age? You ain't much older than me, Miss High and Mighty. Just 'cause you're some Jedi doesn't mean you can be a prissy little... What the... Hey, that wasn't funny.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mission. Come now, we have to get going. Please, do try to be less clumsy in the future.
There's no other interaction between these two other than that one.
Gotcha.
A bit of a shame.
Simple.
Alright.
Yes?
Let's talk to this guy. Before robbing him. No, not robbing. We're not robbing. We're collecting taxes.
Please, please don't hurt me. You don't have to kill me. I'll have Davik's money if he just gives me a little more time. Please. I don't want to die. Here, I've got 50 credits on me. That's all I've got. It's yours. Just don't tell Davik where I'm hiding, okay? I'm begging you.
What are you babbling about?
You mean you're not here to kill me? But I thought you were one of Davik's bounty hunters. If you're not here to kill me, what do you want?
Maybe I could help you with your problem with Davik.
I don't think anyone can help me. I owe Davik money, and I was late with the payment. So he went to Zach's in the bounty office and put a price on my head. I've been hiding here ever since. But sooner or later, someone will find me. Unless I somehow come up with another 200 credits. I'm a dead man.
Here, I've got 200 credits you can have.
You'd give 200 credits to a stranger just to help them out? I don't believe it. Well, thank you. Now I can pay off Davik. Oh, thank you. You've saved my life. I better go give this to Davik right away.
Your taxes at work, people. Just distributing the wealth. That's one quest almost done. Oh wait. Actually, let me check out something. Oh, she's still a little bit more light side than me. Oh, but mission kicks is better than both of us. This little teenager's a better person than I am.
Sure.
Oh, I'll show you mission. I'm about to get more light side points.
Welcome back. Are you in need of healing or medical supplies? I can treat you right here at the center for almost any condition, except the Rakul disease, of course.
I have the serum to cure the Rakul disease.
You have the serum? Impossible. How did you get this? No, wait. I don't really want to know. Can I see it? The serum, I mean? I need to see if there is enough for me to analyze it so I can start producing it in mass quantities.
I've been injecting, like, I have injected what? 2 people in the Undercity plus the Republic soldier. So yeah, I've been spreading this thing around. Here you go.
Let me see. Yes, this is it. A cure for the Rakul disease. With this sample, I can make enough serum for everyone. The people of Terrace owe you a debt they can never repay. Please, take this small reward. It isn't much, but it's all I can afford. A few credits and 2 spare med packs.
Keep your reward, Selka. You need it more than I do.
You truly have a noble and generous spirit. But you deserve something for your effort. Tell you what, I'll give you a discount whenever you shop at my store. It's the least I can do.
That's very kind of you. We're just glad we're able to bring some relief to the suffering of these people.
Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
Yeah, I also ended their gang war by destroying both gangs. I've brought a lot of ease to their suffering. I'll be going now.
Goodbye, and good health to you. If you ever need any medical aid or treatment, you know where to find me.
What?
Hey, what's behind this door?
Gotcha. Simple.
What are you doing? Don't go in there! That door is for employees only!
Hey, I recognize these men. These men, the Republic soldiers.
You recognize these soldiers? But how? Unless you're a friend of the Republic.
I am a friend of the Republic. You can trust me.
I guess I'd better tell you what's going on. I only hope the Sith don't find out what I've done. Since the space battle overhead, people have been secretly bringing in these Republic soldiers who crash-landed on the planet. I had to take them in. What choice did I have? Their injuries are terrible. Most won't survive. But at least I can make their last days more comfortable. And at least here, they're hidden away from the Sith.
You have taken a great risk to care for these men. I wish we could aid you more, but you have my thanks.
I hate to imagine what the Sith would do if they discovered these soldiers here. But since their initial questioning, the Sith have not returned, so it may be my fears are unfounded.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I'm afraid there's nothing more anyone can do for these soldiers. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should return to the front in case anyone comes in needing medical attention.
You blew it. If you'd brought that Rakul serum to Zax, you would have made it worth your while. But no, you had to go and do the honorable thing.
I should shoot you. But you know what, Gurney? Fuck You. Let's see. Yeah. I think that we'll get T3 later. We don't need him right now. Let's start cleaning up some of the stuff we haven't done in the lower city. And from there on, just, you know, go from there.
This elevator is off limits. Only Sith patrols and those with proper authorization are allowed into the lower city. It's obvious from the way you're dressed that you're not one of the Sith patrols, so unless you have the authorization papers, you must move along.
Thanks to Gadden, who is dead now, I've got my authorizations papers right here.
Well, why didn't you say so? Everything seems to be in order. Okay, I guess you can go down to the lower city. Just be careful down there. Those swoop gangs will take a shot at anybody. Even our Sith patrols have come under fire.